So I have been contemplating on if I want to do a review of Supacell on here, but seeing all the reviews, the not so good reviews and the great reviews online and even offline, online mostly, in terms of the not so good reviews, I've just decided to come on here and just chat with you guys. It doesn't have to be something I feel great about all the time. Sometimes we can just come and have conversation on something if we agree or not, right? So yeah, let me even know first off, what do you think about Supercell? What do you think about the casting? What do you think about the storyline? What do you think about the whole superpower and all that? And let me know what your thoughts are. Like, if you're to rate the series, this first season, which had 6 episodes, if you were to rate it, what would you be rating it over 10? Or let's do over 5, since I'm going to be rating it over 5 at the end of this review. So you need to stick around to find out what my ratings for the series is going to be. So without further ado, let's jump right into the review of Supercell, created and produced by Rapman. Told in the series or TV show called Supercell revolves around a group of ordinary individuals who suddenly find themselves endowed with extraordinary powers. If you are to take it up a notch by the synopsis online, it says that in South London, a group of normal people suddenly develop superpowers, and the only apparent connection between them is that they are all black. As they deal with the impact of their powers on their daily lives, one man must bring them together. Now we're going to get into the characters and their performances, then we'll talk about the things I liked and the things I didn't like about the series. First things first, we had the character Michael, played by Tosin Cole. Michael's character was a delivery guy. The character was represented or displayed to us as somebody who enjoys his job. He basically enjoys his life. He's doing all right for himself. We saw him propose to his girlfriend, his long-term girlfriend Dion, at this dinner. We also saw that he has a mom who has sickle cell and had to be in and out of the hospital a good number of times. With the way we saw him and the way we were introduced to his character, he seemed to be this guy that is content with the kind of lifestyle he's living. He wants to do better for himself, but at the same time, he's still trying to get so much and make so many memories with what he has, like his current lifestyle. We saw him buying his girlfriend a car and all that. So his character was really introduced to us really nicely. I connected with his character really good. We also had Sabrina. Sabrina is this nurse who has a younger sister called Charlene. Sabrina seemed to be enjoying her job as well. Saw how she would, communicate with her patients. She seemed to be doing good with them. She feels like that very good nurse that you want to be referred to whenever you have to go into the hospital. The nurse, you want to see her face. Like, it feels like you get better or your illness gets better whenever you're being attended to by her. That kind of vibe. So the character was positively introduced to us. Sabrina's character was played by Nadine Miles. We had another character called Taser. His character was played by Josh Tadeku. I don't know if I pronounce her name, but he's Ghanaian. So we were introduced to Taser, who is a member of this gang group. They are into knife fights, gang fights. We didn't get this positive vibe from Taser. He was introduced to us as this very angry youth who is a member of this gang, who is fighting another gang. Taser seems to be like the leader of his own gang, and we found out that his mom just disappeared one day and they didn't know her whereabouts. He feels like his mom left him and abandoned him, and he has been able to connect and create this bond with his grandmom, who happened to be the mother to his own mom. But with the conversations and the dialogue, we were able to tell that he resents his mom and he hates her because he believes she left him. Right. We also had another character called Rodney, whose character was played by Calvin Demba. Rodney also wasn't introduced to us in a good light, but not so terrible as Taser's. Rodney is into drugs. He sells drugs to people. He tries to make ends meet that way. He doesn't stay with his parent, but he stays with this friend of his. We didn't get to see much of Rodney. He seemed like a good guy that is into bad things majorly. So yeah, that was like the vibe I got from Rodney. We had Andre. Andre is this single dad. He was married, or I don't know if got married to the mother of his child, but he has a son, a teenage son, who is trying to, be a good father too. I think he has like a criminal record, so that led to him being laid off from his jobs a lot of times. Like whenever they had to look at his past and his records, they find that he has a criminal record and all that, and they always let him go. So judging by what he had been through, we saw him struggle to be a good dad. He's a good man that has had bad things happen to him and has really affected him. And I really connected with Andre's character really well, because recently I've been watching a lot of movies on and their struggles and their masculinity, and how it's not so easy for them to fend for the family, and how it's not very easy for them to be the breadwinner, and how what they have to go through mentally, emotionally, even physically. So I was really drawn to Andre's character, and it drew so much emotions out of me, and I really appreciated when we got to see him bond with his son and just have very chilled times with his son. So yeah, we had Dion, character played by Adedayo. She played the character of Michael's girlfriend. They got engaged. To give you more context, Michael one day was able to travel to the future to see that his girlfriend died on the night of July 2024. Funny enough, today is actually the night of July 2024. I'm actually recording this review on the night of July, and I remember somebody tweeting with a picture of Dion's graveyard saying, "Oh, you would never be forgotten, rest in peace." The series was written around the lines of Michael traveling to the future. So it's crazy that we are now in the future that Michael saw, and even though she died when she died, oh my goodness, spoilers in case you have not seen Supacell. I'm beginning to dig deep into the series itself, and I wouldn't want to ruin it for people that are just seeing this review because they are trying to figure out if they should see the review or not. But yeah, I feel like Dion was convincing. She played her character well because she was super annoying and I think a lot of people found her much more annoying than I found her. I really didn't find her extremely annoying because I could understand her plight. Your boyfriend cannot just develop superpowers. This is your fiance. You cannot just develop superpowers overnight and you're good with it and you're not trying to dig deep. And considering her line of work, one wouldn't expect her to just fold her arms and allow things pan out and play out. The fact that she didn't do that actually led to her early demise. But yeah, I could really understand why she would do that. Not like that's something I can do, but I didn't find that super annoying. But I found that annoying. If you get, you get. Special mention to Shirley, who played the sister of Sabrina. Her character was played by Reax Ojo. And special shout out to Crazy. Oh my god, Crazy is one guy we didn't know we needed to look out for in this series. And in case you're yet to see it and you're seeing it right after this review, look out for Crazy because he is crazy. So yeah, I think those are the characters and their performances and how I felt about them. So on to the things I liked about the series. I loved the cast and how relatable they felt. I don't know, maybe because they were blacks and they were Africans, it just made sense. I also think because when it got to the parts where they needed to make pronunciations that were Yoruba, it was very organic, it was very original. It wasn't I don't know how to put it, but they were just so relatable, and we could see each character in each person. They really interpreted their characters really well. So I liked it. I liked that aside from them having superpowers and having these things in common from sickle cell parents, I liked that they gave us insight into their personal lives and their personal struggles. We saw what Rodney was struggling with. We saw the struggles of Andre. We saw the struggles of Sabrina. Not to a large extent, but really got more insight into Michael, into Taser, and Andre most especially. So I really, really liked that beyond the superpower thingy, there was something else for us to really connect with, and that made us really invested in their story and really curious to see what this superpower does to their life and the change it brings. I really liked that the series addressed real life issues, thought-provoking topics gang fight and knife fight. We saw that with Taser and his group, and the other group with Crazy and all that. We saw criminal organizations and their syndicates and drugs, and the side effects to the society beyond the medical effects, the effect he has on the teenagers, and the way it shaping their lifestyle and what they do for themselves. So I really liked that. I also liked that, this series, it gave a new narrative to sickle cell carriers. I mean, they're always seen as people that are weak, people that, are vulnerable and all that. But this series, I mean, it gives you it makes you more curious about sickle cell carriers and seeing them as warriors and fighters. It makes you see their cells as something that makes them unique other than something that makes them weak. I mean, if that makes sense. So I really, really liked that. I loved the visuals in this series. It was super good. It was so pleasing to watch. It was so pleasing to my eye. The cinematography didn't lack as well. I really liked the lighting. A good number of dark scenes, dark corners, dark locations, and I liked that there was very good lighting to help us better enjoy the movement and whatever was going on in that scene. So I really appreciated that. Also, the location. I mean, it was shot in South London, so I liked that they really explored good locations in that aspect, and it really added so much to the story, if I do say so myself. I love the wardrobe as well. They were very much cash. No one was really overdressed when they didn't need to be. So yeah, I liked what they were wearing. It was so South London and so youthful and so vibey. Yeah, so I really liked that. I enjoyed the storytelling as well. I liked how we're introduced to each characters and how they were developed. I mean, they did something with this series where they named each episode according to the characters. We had an episode called Michael, Sabrina, Andre, Taser, like that, and then the last thing was Supacell or something like that. So I really liked that. I liked that each episode, even though it was sort of giving us more insight into each character that was named after, we're still able to see into the lives of other people as a whole. So I really liked that. The storytelling was top notch. It got me hooked from top to bottom. It got me hooked from the start to finish. I kept pressing next episode, skip intro, next episode, skip intro. It was such a vibe, and I really, really enjoyed that. Also, I liked the suspense was good. It was giving Black Marvel, even though a lot of people say this to shade the series, but I mean, I didn't say anything wrong with it. I actually did enjoy the series. I also liked the relationship that we saw between different characters like Michael and Dion. We saw that very much in love. In turn, really broke my heart when we realized that Dion could probably die, and when whatever eventually happened, it was so heartbreaking to see. So I really liked how we got to see their love story from their own lenses. I also liked the sister relationship between Shirley and Sabrina. Sabrina was willing to go to the end of the earth for her sister. Likewise, Shirley, I really liked it. It felt like they had this relationship that you really want to have with your sibling and all that. So I really liked that. I liked the relationship Andre shared with his son. I really, 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 really liked that. And I like that a lot of series are beginning to give us good representation of men, of what the relationship of men should be with their children and their sons. So I really, really liked that. I also liked the relationship Michael shared with his mom. Yeah, even though it wasn't very much highlighted, but it was highlighted enough for us to see and not miss out on. So I liked that as well. So now on to the things I didn't like. Yeah, shocker. Even though I've spoken about tons and tons of things that I liked about the series, I mean, there are a good number of things that crossed my eyes, and I was just like, I see you there. But yeah, let's talk about them very quickly. The thick accents. I'm starting with this because it wasn't really much of an issue for me, but it was still an issue slightly. The accent was thick, or the in. Thank God for subtitle. I would have been lost, but I still really enjoyed it. I enjoy watching British series, so I really didn't have a lot of issues with it, but it was just thick. But yeah, oh well. Also, I didn't like the fact that some of the characters kept using their superpower during the day. I didn't feel and there wasn't a part where they told us that other humans couldn't see them use their superpower, running through the streets with his superpower, or Taser disappearing and using his superpower in the midst of the gangs. I feel like Taser and Rodney, both of them were really reckless with their superpower, and it got me thinking that if I have a superpower, will I really be using it out there? I would know that this thing could possibly be to the detriment of my person. So will I really be showing people out there that I have this superpower without actually going to the source of it and making sure that, okay, I'm good? If people find out, I'm good regardless. Like, do you get? I feel like Taser and Rodney, they were so careless. I mean, when Andre used his at the first time, he was looking around to make sure cameras didn't get him, but sadly they did. With, Michael, we would see him from time to time look around to make sure that, nobody saw him. With Sabrina, she didn't take advantage of her powers like that. So with Rodney and Taser, they were just really annoying. I was just like, okay, like, we're using your power in front of people in daytime. Okay, I see you, but like, I'm not really buying that. So like, someone highlighted this, and I kind of agree with the person. Like, the natural statue of these people, like Michael, at the beginning we saw them, even though he bought his girlfriend a BMW convertible, we saw that she made reference to the fact that, oh my god, our finances, are you sure we can afford this? Are you sure we should be making this kind of huge and expensive purchase right now? And he said, oh, he's been saving up and he's doing this, he's doing that. So I mean, I can excuse the expensive lifestyle of Michael with regards to his girlfriend's car, but Sabrina was a nurse, or she is a nurse. Like, we weren't told if her job was paying her so much, because it was later on we saw that she got promoted. So like, how was she able to, like, I mean, these people are living very simple life, but at the same time, I don't know, this like a mixed feeling. Taser having this VW Golf. Like, let me know what you do, guys. I think I'm really conflicted with regards to these people and like the kind of cars they were using and how their characters were painted to us as really simple, and people that are earning not so much and all that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think it was like an issue for you watching the series? Do you think like it's like normal, like people can afford this, it's not a big deal? Do you understand? So yeah, let me know in the comments. To rate this series, I'll be rating it a 4/5. Let me know what you'll be rating it in the comments section. Let me know if you've seen it or not. Let's chat in the comments section. What was your highlights? Who's your favorite character? What are your expectations for season 2? Let's chat in the comment section. Like I already said, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're yet to. I would love to see my next review, but until then, make sure to remain happy because you owe it to yourself. Bye guys.